What's up, Dragon Brood? So, sometimes we do a little fun stuff on our streams, which, if you want to join my streams, the links are in the description below. But we do some fun stuff where we kind of like have people submit decks, I've sometimes review other people's decks. Sometimes we just work on stream with the community and try to come up with a deck idea that maybe has or hasn't been done before, or maybe want to update something. And that's where today's deck comes from. This was from, I guess, this past Tuesday's stream. And we were talking about different deck types, different creature types, and we kind of came around to giants again. Now, those of you that are long-term viewers of my content, you know we had a window of time where we actually tried, I think at one point it was like 11 or 12 different types of giant decks, and none of them really worked out. But in hindsight, the more I thought about it, maybe it had to do more with the format and the card choices and a few different things that just didn't allow them to work. So I decided, you know what, let's try it again and see if we can at least make a playable version. And I think we might have actually got there. This is another one of those times where I put a deck together and I was expecting not much, and actually got surprised a little bit. So we're going to go hop over and take a look at this Rakdos Giants list. Okay, so from the top, we are playing 4 Blood Chief's Thirst because, well, we just got to be able to kill things. 3 Agonizing Remorse, and this arguably should be 4, but like the reason we have to play Agonizing Remorse, I feel like, is there are just enough cards that make it to where your life could just be difficult, right? With this list, we have a lot of 2s and 4s and casting costs, right? So you want to get rid of like Extinction Events. If you're playing against Ultimatum, you want to be able to get rid of that as well later in the game. You know, maybe you want to get rid of I don't know, let's say Winota, if they have a way to protect it, so maybe your other removal is likely not going to work. I mean, just a few different things you could do, but it's a pretty versatile card in this list, and exiling something's also good too, so it doesn't come back from the graveyard. Playing 1 Eliminate, 2 Heartless Act, 4 Mire Triton, and this is going to serve a few different uses. First, it does gain a little life to buy you time. It does also have Death Touch, which is very good. But it also puts stuff in a graveyard, and we have a couple different cards that care about being in graveyard, so that could also be good for us as well. One of which is Kroxa. And people don't know this, that though Kroxa is a legendary elder thing, it's an elder giant. So that makes a big deal too. And it does matter that it's a giant because we're playing a giants deck, and giants have some crossover here. Speaking of which, we have Bonecrusher Giant, but we all know this card's good. 2 Hagra Maulings, mostly to make it to where we just have a little bit of extra mana, but if we don't need it later, we can actually use this as a spell to remove something. Might have too many removal spells, but we'll see as the game goes on. 4 Calamity Bearers, mostly because 1, it's actually affordable to cast. It's a 3/4 for 4, but it does double all the damage your giants are going to do, so you can't really complain about that too much. That's actually pretty nice. Then we have 1 Cardor Doom Scourge, and this is something we were toying around with. You know, when you have all these other weenie decks that are just keeping creatures back, when you're talking about playing against Pests, playing against various white weenie or Winota lists and stuff like that, yeah, you know, it could be worth it to force your opponent to attack. Maybe when those creatures die, you drain your opponent for a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. It could be possible this is a card that gets removed later. For Quakebringer, this is the other card that cares about being in the graveyard, so if you have these in play or in the graveyard and you control a giant, then you get to deal 2 damage to your opponent every turn. Multiples obviously deal more damage, and then if you have Calamity Bearer, you get to double up that damage, which is also very good. So kind of another way to win if the game goes long, is what it is, and it's cool to just have that out. Then we have 3 Embercleaves. Not sure if it should be 2 or 3. We're going to see depending on how the games go, but this is really good because your giants are huge, so that lets you punch through nearly anything you want. You know, it's kind of weird because you look at it and go, my giants are huge, why do I need an Embercleave? But at the same time, if your opponent is playing a bunch of Pest or whatever, they're just going to be chump blocking forever, and you're never going to get through. So that's one of the reasons we're kind of rolling with the Embercleave here. Then we have 2 Shatter Skull Smashing because we already have all the mana, and this is an alternate spell with being a double face card, so if we just need more lands, it's fine. 1 Castle Locthwain, just for late game shenanigans, help us draw more cards. 6 Swamps, 1 Castle Embereth, which I'm not even sure we need the Castle Embereth. Honestly, our dudes are big and we're rarely tapping to punch that through. So maybe this should be something else. We can look at that later and talk about it. Then we have 6 mountains, 4 Blightset pathways, and 4 Fable Passage. So overall, I kind of like the look of this, and it feels a bit better than the old versions we tried, and has a little bit of versatility here. So we're going to see how this goes. Don't forget, if you catch up at the end of the video, we will have updates to this after we play the games and let you know kind of what we think and where the direction it should go and what cards we should change. And then on top of that, we have a card spotlight, which, by the way, I think some people misinterpreted. The card spotlight is actually not just a card from this deck. It's a lot of times just a card in Magic that we give some different tips or advice about, or even some cool history on that people may not know. But either way, catch up with me on the back end of these games, and we'll get you those updates in that card spotlight. This hand it's playable. I can't see a reason to toss it. All right, let's see. We at least get to Mire Triton early. And then we can foretell this if necessary and then play it on 4. Oh, did not want to draw a second Embercleave, though. Embercleave may not even be the right card for this deck, because like we can win without even actually attacking for a bunch. Plus we have the giant that doubles damage. So we may not really even need Embercleave. Could just be the wrong card. Man, opponent's not even playing. They don't even want us to have anything. Okay, then, opponent. Let's go ahead and foretell this. We'll play that, and then we can just go get a mountain, I suppose. Bad part is we're probably up against some slow control-y thing that's going to have, like, Binding on the Old Gods or whatever, so these Quakebringers aren't going to live. And this is kind of like the problem with Giants, ultimately. Because you're playing a bunch of big, slow, bulky things, which is one of the reasons I think these Embercleaves probably don't need to be here. I'm just not sure what I want them to be, though, if they're not Embercleaves. I mean, I kind of want something maybe in the 2 or 3 mana spot, so we can talk about what those should probably be. Oh, we're playing against this. Oh, yeah, there's no way we're going to beat that. Like, I'm going to finish the game because I'm streaming, but, like, we're not. This deck isn't built to beat the Ultimatum decks. Like, we know that. Like, if you're not playing against a creature deck, you're not going to do well with this. I'm just letting you know. Like, this is likely just going to die this turn to one of the many removal spells they have. Come on, play your binding. Let's go. Oh, it's just a Heartless Act. It wasn't a binding. I was wrong. Alright, so they're just going to foretell a lot of things. Sure. Alright. I mean, I guess. Why not? I mean, they missed a land drop, so that's kind of a benefit to us. We're not going to get ultimatums, I guess. And I could have put Hagra Mauling down, but, like, I don't know what we're going to need to kill. Like, I'm assuming they're an ultimatum deck, but they may not be. Might just be some weird, like, black-green heavy removal, who knows what. It looks like they're about to blast us again with another one. No, not this time, huh? Interesting. So now they're going to try to kill our Bone Crusher Giant, now that they realize what's happening? Yeah, well, you took extra damage now, opponent. Maybe as dumb as it is, this deck's supposed to be playing, like, I don't know. Actually, I don't even have a clue. I was thinking about something else we could play, but I don't really know what it would even be. I mean, do we just play the Hagra Mauling at this point? Yeah, I'm going to hold it. Opponent's still missing land, so, like, I don't know. Okay, there's a Cultivate. That'll help them get where they're going. And they can play a land. Alright, so they're going to take that. I mean, I guess if they have a counter, they stop our Embercleave. Nope. I guess they just lose then. Alright. Random, but we'll take it. Like, I'm gonna mulligan. That has to be wrong. And like in most cases, that can't be good. Let's keep this. We'll get rid of one Calamity Bearer. Okay. Well, we might as well just kill that early. Man, would have been nice if they'd have put a giant or the other giant in our graveyard. Would have been cool. Alright, let's just blow that up early. Caryatid. What? 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 Like, I don't know what's happening. Alright, let's take a look at the opponent's hand then. I should probably be killing the Caryatid, but I'm curious. Curiosity's got the better of me here. Kogla? Oh, they have 2 kill spells, huh? Alright, good news is they don't have quite enough mana, so we can take Gargaroth, and then we can take Kogla next turn and kill the Caryatid, and then maybe play a Calamity Bearer the following turn? Oh, no. Never mind. Well, they did find some mana. Disappointing. And it means they do have enough now to kill a Calamity Bearer with their Blood Chief's Thirst. But, seems okay. It's kind of the benefit, though, of the Giants. With so many people moving to playing Eliminate and stuff, your Giants are too big to be eliminated. And they don't die to Shadow's Verdict, so that's kind of cool. Like, that's a real thing. Trying to debate, like, if we play this, we know it just dies during their turn, but I kind of want to get this into play, because if it goes to the graveyard while we have this, it's actually not a bad thing. So, let's just take our time here. Because we get way less value doing it the other way. Other than we get to keep the Quakebringer, maybe, but that's not enough, I don't think. Okay, so they don't have an instant speed removal, so they're going to have to use Blood Chief's Thirst. I'm assuming, unless they found something else. They're going to Blood Chief's Thirst to get rid of this Quakebringer. Oh, they're going to use that one. I thought they were going to use the other one. Okay, fair enough. But it's in the yard, so that's ultimately what we wanted anyway. Then here, we'll just go get... Actually, no, we'll just shoot them. And then we'll play it. Kind of force the opponent's hand a little bit. They're looking for mana, so I'm wondering if they found another Kogla, because they went and got the Environmental Sciences. Or something else. I don't know. Could be like Massacre Worm or something that they need 6 or 7 mana for, but we'll see. This does mean... I was going to say, they do have a land, though, so Bonecrusher Giant dies. And then we're just going to hope Calamity Bearer lives after this, because I don't know what else is going to happen. They have all the mana they need for whatever big, ridiculous thing they want to do. Alright, how bad is it for us? Oh, it was a Garrick, okay. That
Watch out.
could have been a lot worse.
You're not scared of dogs, are you?
Oh, it also exiled our other creature too, so we don't have the giant in the graveyard. That's super disappointing. I guess we kind of do need to find an Embercleave here, huh? That might be the only way we could win. And even then, it's not enough, because I could double block with the dogs, and they're going to have 4 dogs here in a second. Oh, well, that sucks for us. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to beat this now. I think we're dead. Oh, definitely. I spent too much time goofing around, and now we don't have a way out, I don't believe. Why they're even playing the Thieves Guild Enforcer, I have no clue, other than just a random Death Touch thing. But they did put a Quakebringer in our yard, so they kind of gave us an out, weirdly.
You're not scared of dogs, are you?
Not what I expected to happen, but, cool. Can we get another Quakebringer in the yard? That'd be great. We did! Oh, man. We might be able to do this anyway. 3, 4, 5. Oh, man. This was not the way I thought this was going to go down, but it might just work. Okay, no attack. So we're going to be dealing 8 per turn out of the yard with double Quakebringer. Oh, man. That sucks. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. All right, more dogs.
You cannot run or hide.
This is interesting, right? So if we block the dogs, that'll move Garrick to 7, but then we could attack everything into the dogs. I mean, into Garrick. And then they'd... you wouldn't have to block the Mire. But Mire Track would even put it down to 5, so they wouldn't be able to ultimate. Alright. Let's do it. I mean, it doesn't feel like the safest play, but, I mean, it's kind of what we got. Because I don't... Yeah, drawing like that, there's no way we're going to be able to survive on just the Quake Bringers for much longer. So, we're just going to go everything into Garrick, right? Still hits the opponent for 3. All right, like in the turn. I mean, obviously that doesn't help a ton, but it does something. We're gonna deal 4, put the opponent to 11. I mean, we got to find an Embercleave here.
We're coming for
Oh, Professor Onyx, that sucks. That sucks.
The essence of life is in
that hurts.
of death.
That hurts.
Ugh, there has to be an answer here.
So we need kill cards here. Bad. Oh, Carter, that doesn't... That's a thing. I don't know how we feel about this. So, trying to figure out how this works. If we play Carter, then attack, the opponents would go to 9 from Crocs, assuming that's a non-land, or that's a non-spell card, but maybe it is. We'll be able to deal 4. His opponent's going to be at 8. We could basically have them shields down -1 creature, but then they can make 2 dogs next turn. So we're incentivized to send both of these into Garrick. The problem is then they use Liliana to minus, but man, I don't know. Let's do it. We might be able to outlast them. Oh, it was an Ugin. Goodness. Okay. All right. So we didn't get any bonus damage off of that. Okay, let's see what happens here. I mean, they're going to be making 5/5s, obviously. Oh, Hydra. Oh my god, we needed a kill card so bad last turn. We're just dead here, right? I'm pretty sure we're just dead.
I have impeccable study habits.
That has trample even. Okay. Yeah, now we're just dead. GG's. Like, we didn't draw any removal cards there. You can't beat that without that. There's no chance. Yeah, that's fine. Mostly because, again, you have to, like, if you're not beating anything, what's the point of playing the deck? Like, some decks are just fun, I get it, but, like, part of the fun is at least being competitive against stuff, you know? We kind of have access to 4 lands already. Yeah, I'm gonna just use this and go get a swamp. I mean, I could also have played a Hagra Mauling tapped or whatever. That could have been an option, but I think we're okay with this. And then... that's reasonable. I think we're going to go ahead and do this, though. Because I don't know what the opponent's up to. Oh. Well, you can't play the Basriket yet. Huh. Okay. Of course they're going to draw a white source here. I was like, because I didn't take it. And then we'll just get Basriket. And I'll be like, oh, okay. That is also not a white source, though it is blue, which makes me wonder what's going on with the opponent's deck. Okay, we'll put this in tapped. Play this. Great. Didn't really need those. Though I say that, the Shatter Skull Smashing could have helped, because you can hit Planeswalkers with it. Ah, interesting. Something they put in Foretell. Huh. Well, can't play the Quakebringer even if I really wanted to. So that's a thing. I mean, I guess it could be a counter? No? Okay. The other cool part about Carter is, like, if you're attacking with things and they die, your opponent still loses life, which is kind of nice. So if your opponent gets to, like, 4 life, 5 life, you know, this is actually a card you could splash in even a big token deck, you know, being honest. Because it doesn't say non-token, it just says whenever an attacking creature dies. Ah, Doomscar, that's what it is. Okay, well, that does make sense. That checks. Well, we're going to go real big with an Embercleave. That, granted, they do have Kaya, so there's that. Like, they could Kaya and just kill our Quakebringer. And sadly, Kaya does exile. So maybe I should have just played the Bone Crusher first. That would have probably been smarter.
Innocent people, when I say go, you go.
No biggie, though. We'll play this as a 4-3. Play the Agonizing Remorse, take that out. And then hopefully they don't hit anything here so we can attack Kaya down. That would be great. Without Embercleave. Don't kill my Bone Crusher, please. Thank you. Alright. Now we've got a shot. Man, it's funny. The first game, I was all like, nah, maybe we don't need Embercleaves. Now I'm just like, okay, maybe we do really need Embercleaves. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play this anyway, even though we don't need it. Just because we have the mana to get it on the field right now. And then, even if this dies, we can play another creature and then only equip for 3. Alright, opponent has opted not to do anything here. Strangely, not sure what that card is. Okay. Nothing. Nothing to draw. I guess it's just a land, maybe? What else would they have? That doesn't... I mean, is it something that maybe... No, because that would kill this too. I'm trying to think of, like, kill cards that wouldn't necessarily kill a Bone Crusher Giant. Oh, they're saying GG. Huh. Yeah, I forgot to start the recording at the beginning of this game, but this is a great spot to start recording because opponent's playing Lurrus, played a turn 1 Wind Robber, and it looked like Rogues, but now it's not. And I don't even know what card to remove here. I mean, I guess we take Call the Death Dweller? I don't even know. I don't even know. I mean, we'll lose some creatures to their removal, but, like, that seems fine, right? I don't think we care. Oh, we lost both the lands we could have used. I mean, here, they're going to play Lurrus, get back a Wind Robber. We're going to kill Lurrus. Like, that's fine. Oh, they're not even doing that. I guess they found some flash creatures to play. That's unfortunate. Well, in we go, I suppose. Unfortunately, these are all even, so Extinction Event becomes super good against us if we do that. We don't like that, so I guess we just end. They're just going to cycle? Man, I don't know what the opponent's doing, y'all. Like, I've played around things so far that are just going to lead to me dying. I should have just been casting spells. I don't know what the opponent's up to here. I truly don't. And I wish I was exaggerating. I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know. Just so we can keep attacking? I have no idea what this Lurrus deck is playing Extinction Event, but it's actually good against us, and it's frustrating. Because there's no reason for them to even be playing the card. Alright, well that at least opens up the path for me able to play my other stuff. I just didn't want to give up like an easy 2 or 3 for one, since the opponent's obviously not casting anything else in their hand for whatever godforsaken reason. There you go, just play something, jeez. Oh, now they have the counter. Of course they do. Alright, well, we'll kill Lurrus here, I suppose. Jeez. We do have 8 cards in our yard now, though, so we hit the magic number for them. 9 cards. Alright, we'll start with this. This is where the counters start flowing. Okay. Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. I don't... Yeah, I'm baffled. I don't know how we're going to beat this. We'll have to figure it out, but this is going to be a tough one. Thieves Guild Enforcer, sure. Man, can we just get our good giants in the yard? That would be the best thing against rogues. Why are we not making that happen? Alright, so this is their way of saying they're out of counters. Good to know. Good to know. Ah, dang it. I was hoping like we could get this off before they got their end of the story. That would have been the play. Ah, boy. Now we're going to be hurting. Man, end of the story is so good. Missed one. Nope. That one. Alright. This is very likely getting countered, but not a lot we can do. This is going to put us back to 8 cards in the yard. More than that, actually, because it didn't say please. And we still didn't get the right giant in the yard. Oh, come on, Dak. Come on. At least be so kind as to flip our Quakebringer in the yard. Ah, we got all of our Calamity Bears in there. No Quakebringers. The last Calamity Bear is in our hands, so that's actually not good. And we didn't draw a land. I needed that at least so I could play that alongside a Croxa would be nice. I don't think it matters. Alright. I mean, eventually it's going to end up in play and it's just going to get Extinction Evented, but till then. Yep. They're going to keep countering, and we're going to keep trying to remove stuff from the yard. The goal is ultimately get to where we have that 6 lands so we could go ahead and Agonizing Remorse on top of doing what we want to do. And that'd be great. Most likely, probably, if it's not a counter, we're going to be trying to remove the Extinction Event. That's what we're going to end up doing. Come on, untap land, please. Be there. Oh, dang it. They're going to move it from our yard. That sucks. Oh, they didn't. Well, we got a land. It was not an untapped land, unfortunately. Okay, let's do this. See what you got, opponent. What are you willing to protect? I mean, admittedly, if we try to crash Croxa, we turn off the Thieves Guild Enforcer, but we're just going to try to shoot the Enforcer here anyway. So I have a Heartless Act and an Extinction Event. The Extinction Event's worse for us. Like, we know that. And it's possible we could have... If we found a land, we could do 2 things next turn with the Bone Crusher. If it's an untapped land, of course. There we go, finally. Quakebringer's in the yard. Jeez. We tried so hard to make that happen. Okay, they gave up. Whew. I don't mind leading with the forest or a mountain because it kind of can deter people from doing things if there's a chance they're like afraid of you using a shock or a well, they probably wouldn't be worried about a frostbite, but instant speed removal effectively, which you're not going to have in black right now. That could potentially be a problem in the future. Don't love, well, not going to be too much of a problem now. I'm going to go ahead and tuck that away just in case. And we're going to get in for 2. Now if we can draw an untapped red source, we can go ahead and play a Quakebringer, and that'd be nice. Have a big 5/4 body. Hey, look at that. It worked. I am willing to actually trade this. Because then they're not attacking with the giant late with their 5/5 later? Sure. Now, if they play their Lovestruck Beast, all we got to find is a land to be able to play an Embercleave behind this bad boy. They could also just play... Okay, I was going to say, play a land, and so you could play their Lovestruck Beast and fight. Would have been a thing. Alright, well, here we go. We're going to get in there. You know what? I hope we get a good, like, giant growth post-rotation, because I think these are better giant growth situations than Embercleave situations from an interaction standpoint. Alright, so like I said, this actually kind of surprised me a little bit. The games were pretty good. I mean, I didn't feel like we were completely just blown out in anything, except for maybe one game, you could call it that. Everything went pretty much according to plan, which was very much a surprise. I would say for changes, we're probably going to cut 1 Eliminate, the Carter, and probably 1 Hagra Mauling. And I think we're going to go ahead and add 2 Valkyries of all things, actually, because it sort of doubles as an early discard spell to kind of keep a creature away from your opponent. But it is a really good late game card to draw as well, so we like that. And then going up to a 4th Agonizing Remorse. The card was very good throughout the games we played, and I think it'd be service well to go ahead and play a 4th one. And having that alongside Kroxa kind of sets up a good removal discard situation that could be pretty nice. So we're going to look and see how that goes, because I think that actually carries a lot of weight. And then we might even remove 1 Blood Chief's Thirst to go up on a Heartless Act, just to be able to have the proper removal at instant speed. But other than that, I think we're going to leave it mostly the same. This is actually going to be pretty good. Now for the day's card spotlight, we have a really interesting card we're going to talk about is Veilstone Amulet. And this is a card I think a lot of people don't really know about, but it is from Future Sight. And this card's pretty neat, especially if you're playing some wild kitchen table games or even playing some really fun commander games, that as long as you have an instant, your creatures can never really be targeted to be killed. It basically gives all of your stuff hexproof, because every time you play a spell, creatures can't be targeted by spells or abilities your opponents control. So this is actually a pretty powerful card that no one knows about, and it's not even that expensive. If you want to pick these up, they're around like $10-ish. So that's pretty sweet. So if you can find them, yeah, snag these and put them into your decks. I think if you're playing a lot of instants, you're really going to appreciate this type of card. Especially if you're playing this deck that's full of instants that only has a handful of creatures. Gives you easy ways to keep the creatures you want on the battlefield. Now, for today's deck list, if you'd like to get it, as always, it will be in the description below. And I also ask that you check all the other things we have going on in the description, because links, as always, to our Discords, to our streams, and those are great if you want to just come get deck help or not. We're always helping people in our Discord channel. And if you're shopping on TCGPlayer or Amazon, I do have 2 URLs there that if you shop through those links, I'll get a 1 to 3% kickback, and you'll be helping the channel out without doing anything extra. Just do your shopping there, clicking on those links first. And finally, if you haven't, please really consider hitting that like button, because that helps our videos get seen more, and that's super awesome. But other than just hitting that like button, please hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell, because that shows your level of appreciation for what we're doing and also lets you be notified every time we have a video up. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.